Well, it looks like Jasmine's out here. Listen, to be honest with you, because there's a new season coming up, I'm not surprised that Jasmine is becoming more and more active again on the social platforms because, of course, she wants people to remember her name. She wants people to obviously make her relevant. You know what I mean? So, therefore, when it comes to the season, she ends up getting more screen time. That's always been my assumption anyway, because look at it this way: each time Jasmine and Gino is on the show, well, together to be more specific, they always get the most freaking airtime. And I do wonder if it's based on the fact that one, Jasmine has a good relationship with the production team, but also on top of that, she's always on social media doing the most to make sure things are always about her. But nonetheless, though, she starts off with a new rant of complaints, concerns. It depends on obviously how you want to look at it. But as you can see here, she starts off by saying, I have had people tagging CPS and ICE to my post. Even some ex-cast members did it. That is crazy. The fact that she's saying that cast members have done it as well is actually quite nuts. But to be fair though, where are the screenshots? Where is the proof? End of the day, you can say what you say, but if you haven't got the proof to back it up, it's a bit of a sticky one. Now she continues by saying, yes, you know her name, calling me names and wishing me all kind of horrible things. It was never about coming legally here because I did. It's about using the correct situation to discriminate and show up racism as the norm. To be fair, we do live in a world where sometimes, well, you know what? Maybe I'm downplaying it by saying sometimes, but I guess it all depends on our environment. Obviously, here in the UK, racism discrimination isn't the same as it is in the States. But either way, though, obviously, she's obviously has spoken about discrimination, spoken about racism in the past, and it's something that's definitely been at the tip of her tongue the most recently. Now, of course, like I said before, we need to see the evidence behind this because Jasmine's always making some serious claims, but then when it comes to showing us evidence, that's the area where it gets a bit blurry. Now, also, she continues in the next post where she says, you know how many times I hear the phrase, go back to your country? That's dehumanizing, but people can't see it from their entitlement. I'm not a product that was brought here. I am a human being with dreams, feelings, and emotions. It's not like bringing mangoes and once you don't like them anymore, you can just throw them back. I'm not gonna lie to you. Who throws mangoes back? Don't we eat them? Sorry. I just thought that wasn't really the best analogy personally because we eat the fruits. You know what I'm saying? But of course, if it's a bad batch, we throw them back. But either way, though, has she got a point here? Talking about at the end of the day that she's at a point where people are dehumanizing her. You know what I mean? People are entitled, and that's why they feel the need to say go back to your own country. That's a statement that I can probably agree with. You know what I mean? I do feel like that statement definitely comes with a level of entitlement, and the crazy thing about it is when people say go back to where you come from, the maddest thing about it, most of the time people say that, they're telling you to go back to the countries that they like to go to for holidays, aka vacations. Why are you telling me to go back somewhere that you love to go whenever you want to have a break? You pay to go to my country every year to enjoy yourself. That's the thing that I've always found quite funny about that statement itself, in particular about go back to where you come from. But a lot of the time, people don't be thinking about what they be saying. But anyway, we continue. She continues here by saying, I was once asked by a male cast member, did you use Gino for a green card? My response, naming everything this person has done to me with proof. Again, where is the proof? And to be honest with you, I'm not really comfortable with the fact that she's not telling us who she's talking about. If you're going to make a post talking about how a cast members came for you, say it with your chest and deliver the names. It's just that simple. Okay? And come with the evidence. Now, she says proof. Well, that same proof is the proof that you should be giving us right now so we know that the claims that you are claiming are true and not just for us to speculate whether they're true or not. It's like, you know what? Jasmine knows how social media works. She's very aware of that. And she's very aware that, even if she doesn't give proof, people will talk about it anyway to make her relevant. You know what I mean? Which is the annoying part because she understands it a bit too much. But if I was her, I would give us the proof. But anyway, we continue. Where she continues by saying, and them asking him, you have a daughter? Would you think this way is the way she... Wait, sorry. Would you think this way if she was married to this guy? I'm not an American, but It doesn't mean I have to take mistreatment as the norm. You know what though? Sometimes I do believe that some people make mistreatment the norm for themselves. You know, sometimes I believe that people behave in a way where people do not like them. And these people who behave in ways where people don't like them, they don't ever sit there and self-reflect on, okay, so why is it people don't like me? Why is it that people always want to come at me? What is it that I'm actually doing that's so wrong, so offensive, that's making these people feel like it's a normal thing to just come at me? Because really and truly, it's easy to point the finger, but it's a whole lot harder to hold yourself accountable to what you may be doing. Now, don't get it twisted. Nobody has a right to be mean, to mistreat, to be racist, to discriminate. Nobody has a right to do that to anybody. But when this happens to us, which is the inevitable to most of us people of either African heritage or Latin heritage, you know what I mean? I mean, to be fair, sometimes even European heritage, you know what I'm saying? Okay, because let's not forget, racism, discrimination can happen in all fronts, right? But the matter of fact is though, why don't we ever sit and say, you know, what is it I've done wrong, first and foremost? I feel like, look at it this way. If there's a chain of events where there's multiple people from different angles and they're all coming and saying the same thing, if you're not self-reflecting, then what the hell are you doing? Okay. You know, let's just say, for example, you're in a situation where you are around a bunch of people, you know, with European heritage, and all of them are attacking you. Okay. We can say that's probably racism, discrimination, whatever. But if it's the case of where people from different walks of life coming at you, saying this, and that to you, well, then maybe it's nothing to do with racism. Maybe it's nothing to do with discrimination. Maybe it's got nothing to do with mistreatment. Maybe the fact is there's something generally that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. In this world, like I said before, it's easier to blame than it is to take accountability. How do you solve your own problems? Reflect on yourself first, and then you can understand. No, and then you can proceed moving forward, understanding the tools that you have in front of you. Now, it continues here by saying, if this is left for me with a huge platform, what is left for the rest? So many immigrants live in the shadows, not because they have nothing to say, but because the world too often refuses to listen. Listen, that is a very true statement. I don't contest that statement in any way in terms of what it means. But Jasmine just has a way of saying a whole lot of things without really backing up her statements. Now, don't get me wrong, the things that she says are true and things that she says are relatable to a lot of us people in this world. But because of the intention that she has behind this, proof is necessary. Because her intention is more or less to get people to like her based on reality TV. And also on top of that, intention is also to get more screen time. Her intention, we don't know for sure if it's generally out of concern for discrimination, racism, and whatnot. You see what I'm saying? But the woman doesn't do much. Let me just continue. Their silence isn't consent, it's survival. Never forget the strength it takes to carry dreams in silence. As far as I live and I have a platform, I'll be the voice for my people. You know what's interesting? So you're telling me Jasmine wants to be the voice for her people, but yet she still has not gone back to Panama to visit her kids? Listen, the moment that Mina got her green card, her remark went straight to France, straight to Paris to see Clayton and anyone else straight away, with also the hopes of being able to bring Clayton back with them. Now, granted, the situation is slightly different to what she's in now, but the moment that she got that green card, why didn't her and Gina not go straight back to Panama to see her kids and potentially also bring them back if that was a possibility? But the matter of fact is, bringing them back to USA, obviously we know isn't that easy, but at least going back to see your kids, that itself alone means a lot to your kid. Actions speak louder than complaints. Yeah, not even words, just complaints, because a woman loves to complain. So, Jasmine, why have you not been back to Panama to see your to see your children, to see your family, la familia? But instead, she'd rather come on social media and complain about X, Y, Z. Like I said, she can choose to be the voice for the people, but realistically, her kids would love to see them up in person. That's where her mindset should be at, to be honest with you. Why she spends a lot of time online, I don't know. When she should be spending more time going back to Panama to see her kids. The flight isn't even that long. Imagine this: the flight from Michigan. No. Sorry. Where does Mark live again? It doesn't matter. Anyway, the flight from any state from America to Paris is a whole lot longer than I would imagine any flight from the USA to Panama. Hell, if you wanted, you could probably drive to Panama. Probably take a long time, but you could probably drive there. You know what I'm saying? This woman. Anyway, we continue with the last screenshot itself in particular, where she says, I think it's a calling for me to seek becoming an immigration lawyer. I'll continue to pray, God, show me right path. I mean, listen, if you want to become an immigration lawyer, that is fantastic. Do what you got to do to make yourself feel better. You know what I mean? To fulfill your heart, do what you got to do. But understand, fulfilling your heart also involves going to see your kids. Yeah. End of the day, it's very hard to take anything that Jasmine says seriously for two reasons. One, because she never provides evidence to anything that she says for the most part. And also two, she can't be the voice of nothing if she can't even go see her bloody kids. Who's gonna want someone who doesn't go see their kids to represent them? Do you see what I'm saying? There's literally nothing stopping her now. Even though she's got her newborn baby, she can still go to Panama with her newborn baby. Do you see what I'm saying? And her kids can see their new sibling. Do you see what I'm saying? Dear. Nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And also, to be fair, like, I mean, Amini's in freaking Panama right now. Well, I think she was at least anyway. Do you see what I'm saying? Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, please, folks, and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.